how to prepare an income statement under the departmental accounting approach. We had told before how to prepare an income statement for the portal under the uniform system of portal accounting. Now we can see how to make the income statement as per the departmental accounting approach. Departmental accounting is somewhat easy when we compare what we did in there. But here also, we have something more important to see. We can directly dive into the question. For the following information, prepare an income statement according to the departmental accounting. That means the departmental accounting approach is used here. So before drawing the departmental accounting's income statement, you should see how much departments are there, how much operating departments are there in the. You can see the very first one is food department and second one is beverage department. So we have two operating departments. That means for both debit side and credit side of our income statement, we should have what? Three columns. Food, three amount columns. Okay, one for foods department, one for beverage department, and we should take the total expense or income, whatever it may be. Both will go to the credit side also. Okay, and now let's see how to do it. For preparing the income statement here, understand it is same as a profit and loss account we have learned in the general accounting. The process is same, so there isn't much things to worry. First of all, what information is given? Sales is given. Sales of food and beverage are given separately. So in the particular column in the credit side, sales is added up. So it will come in the credit side, very well. We are going to write the sale of food, that is 4 lakh, 4 lakh. And for the beverage, the sales is rupees 2 lakh. So we'll write rupees 2 lakh here. And I'm going to take the total of 4 lakh and 2 lakh. So the hotel together of the food and beverage department has made a total of 6 lakh rupees sales. Okay. Now the cost of sales. Cost of sales will be written in the debit side. Why? Because cost of sale is an expense. Cost of sale for the food department is 1,20,000. For the beverage department, the cost of sale is 1 lakh. So the total sale, you don't need a calculator to do that. The total cost of sale is 2,20,000. What do you mean by cost of sale? Cost of sale means the amount you have spent to bring up something, whatever it may be. The amount you have spent to bring up something for sales. The cost of things that are sold. Okay, that is called cost of sales. Now we have wages and salary. Since they are given together, we can take it in the here itself because salary is often taken as indirect expense, isn't it? But here we can take it as a direct expense. For the foods department, the wages and salary was rupees 75,000. And for the beverage department, it was 40,000. So we can take the total 75,000 plus 40,000. If you find difficult, you can use calculator. 75,000 plus 40,000. 1,15,000 is 1,15,000. Okay, what else is given there? Okay, only these three things are mentioned separate for foods and beverage department. See, other things are unallocated. Hope you remember what is the difference between allocation and apportionment. These the sales have been allocated to food and beverage department. The cost of sales have been allocated to food and beverage department. Wages and salaries were allocated to the food and beverage department. Other things, the common thing that can be used by both food and beverage department without a proper classification line falling in between them. They don't know how much light foods department used or how much both like beverage department used. Or they don't know how much of the advertisement was for food or how much was for what beverage department. We can't separate them. Okay, since it falls unseparatable and common to both the departments, we need some basis. We need some ratios to divide these into both foods and beverage department. Okay, we know all these expenses fall under indirect expenses. So we can close our first part of profit and loss account of the income statement here. Why? We have finished our trading account. If you remember, the trading profit and loss account falls under two different sections. From the trading part, we will find what? We will find the gross profit or gross loss. After that, we move into the profit and loss account. We can see how to make it. So what is the procedure of finding gross profit? Yeah, here is the procedure. First of all, take the sum of what debit side and credit side separately and do it in a rough calculation. Don't write it here. You know very well this is the right area to write the total. But before writing here, make a rough calculation. We know we don't need to calculate anything. The credit side total is 4 lakh alone. What about the debit side? We are going to take each column separately. For the foods department separately, for the beverage department separately, and the total separately. Okay, now the foods department, we know the credit side is 4 lakh and the debit side is 1 lakh 95,000, isn't it? Yeah, it is 1 lakh 95,000. So very sure which is last, 1 lakh 95,000 to 4 lakh. So it is 4 lakh. So the second thing is to write 4 lakh. That is the highest total on both total columns. Okay. The same thing goes to beverage. Beverage has an credit side. That means the sales of rupees 2 lakh. The expense is 1 lakh 40,000. That means which is the highest number? It is 2 lakh itself. So we can write 2 lakh where? On both sides. 2 lakh goes to here and 2 lakh goes to here. Okay, finally the total. Here we have 6 lakh as a total. Here, if you take the total, it will be 3 lakh 35,000, which is highest number. Of course, 6 lakh is the highest number. We will write 6 lakh here. Similarly, we will write 6 lakh here also. Okay, fine. Now we know these areas don't have this total. We have written this total. Now it is our duty to make it equal. Here the total is 4 lakh. Only one thing is that it is 4 lakh, but here it is what? No, just 1 lakh 95,000, not 4 lakh. So we are going to find the difference. That is the 4 lakh minus 1 lakh, sorry, lakh 20,000 minus 75,000. That is equal to 2 lakh 5,000. So we can write here 2 lakh 5,000. Similarly, the next part, the total we have written is 2 lakh, but the total is not 2 lakh. What is the difference? We have only 1 lakh minus 40,000. 60,000 is the difference. So if you write 60,000 here, the total will be equal to what? 2 lakh rupees. The same procedure goes here. We have the total has 6 lakh, but here we only have 3 lakh 35,000. So we can do the calculation 6 lakh minus 3 lakh 35,000. The answer is 2 lakh 65,000. So we have found what? We have an income which is more than the expense on both in the three areas for food, beverage, and the total sales. Okay, when we take the total also, we have more income than the expense. Having more income than the expense means what? We are running in a profit. So the gross result is profit. So we can write gross profit here. See, you don't try to by heart, try to understand things like this, then it will be easy for you to reproduce. Okay. Here it goes. Now we have found the gross profit. Once we have found the gross profit means we have to copy it. You have to paste it. Don't try to copy paste in your book. You have to write it there. Okay. You don't have such option. When you copy paste here, it is not carried down. It is brought down. Okay. We have brought something down which we have written above. That is what it means. Now, once again, we can go back and see the unallocated expenses. We have some unallocated expenses here. What to do with it? Yeah, we will always remember there will be a note given. Unallocated expenses are to be apportioned. So this is the area called cost apportion. There was cost allocation and cost apportion. Cost allocation, here the costs are directly allocated, but a portion is to be done by us. They are giving us the guidelines. The light and advertisement, food 50%, beverage 50%. That means what? The expense on light and the expense on advertisement are to be divided equally among food and beverages. Now we can see the light expense is 40,000. When we take the 50% of 40,000, what will we get? If you have doubt, you can do it with calculator, but it is very usually that the half of 40,000 is what? 20,000. You can just take. See, 50% of 40,000 is 20,000. If you feel doubt, don't feel bad. Please make sure you use a calculator. We know light is an expense, so it falls in the debit side. Light 50,000, 50% of 40,000, that is 20,000. And the another 50% goes here. And the total was 40,000. Also, always remember when you make a portion, the total should be equal to the sum of these two departments. Okay, the course allowed a portion to these two departments. Always make sure that happens. Now it is advertisement. Okay, light and advertisement. So advertisement expense is 20,000. That also we are going to divide equally. Advertisement. Okay, the expense was 20,000. When we divide equally, both department will have to will have to bear 10,000 each. So the total expense on advertisement is what? 20,000. Now what is left there? Okay, the first rule given for a portion is for what? Only light and advertisement. What else is there? The next item is rent. The hotel pays a rent of 70,000. See here, 60% of the rent is to be borne by foods department, 40% of the rent is to be borne by beverages department. So what we are going to do is better we can write a working note. To be frank, you have to write working note for every calculation you do. Even for this portion, you have to write a working note. Since it is easy and I don't want to waste my time, I'm not doing here. If possible in exams, better write what these notes for everything. But I'm going to do here with what formulas. It will be easy for me. I'm going to take the 60 percentage. That is 42,000. You can calculate it with the calculator. 70,000 into 60 percentage. 42,000. Better I will write that answer there. That is 42,000. And the 40% goes to beverage department. You have two ways to find 40% right now. Since you know what is the 60%, you can find 40% by minusing it from the total. You will get 28,000. Or else what we can do? Once again, take 70%, take the 40% and you will get the same answer, 28,000. Remember, the total should be always equal to the 70,000. Why? The 70,000 have been apportioned here. So after making the apportion, the whole should come there itself as the total. Okay, now even after rent, we have three more expenses. How we are going to divide these expenses? All other expenses in the ratio of sales. So it is very important to prepare what a working note. Once again, I am writing working note. Define. In the working note, we are going to find the ratio of sales. How to find the ratio of sales? It's very easy. We know the sales, total sale was rupees 6 lakh. Out of that, the foods department sale was rupees 4 lakh and the beverage department sale was rupees 2 lakh. So ratio of sale is equal to foods department sale foods department sale divided by what? Beverage, beverage department sale. Okay, that means what is the foods department sale here? We have it as 4 lakh, I think it's in 4 lakh. Yeah, we will just divide 4 lakh and 2 lakh. 4 lakh divided by 2 lakh. What would be the answer? We can do it with a calculator. We needn't take a calculator, but I'm just doing it for your sake. 4 lakh divided by 2 lakh, the answer is 2. In other words, when we are talking about ratio, it is 2 is to 1. Okay, the ratio is 2 is to 1. Okay, forget about it. The ratio is 2 is to 1. Okay. Now, what we are going to do? We have to divide all other expenses into 3 equal parts. Okay, so understand, we have found the ratio, the relationship between foods department sale and beverage department sale is 2 is to 1. Now we are going to do what? We are going to divide all other expenses into 3 equal parts. What we are going to do after dividing into 3 equal parts? We will give 2 equal parts to foods department and 1 part to what? The beverage department. We can see, don't worry. The laundry expense is 10,000. So we want 10,000 to be broken into 3 equal parts. We can divide it by 3. 10,000 divided by 3, 3,333. We have told that when we divide by 3, 2 parts. Okay. The 2 parts will be given to the foods department. So I'm multiplying by 2. The answer is 6,666.6667. We can better take it as this is laundry, right? Laundry. You can better take it as 6,667. Okay. I'm just avoiding that points because in real life it won't be practical. So the 2 part will be given to whom? The beverage department. Sorry, the 1 part. The 2 part is given to foods department, and the 1 part, that means you can once again take the calculator. 10,000 divided by 3 will be taken to whom? The beverage department. That is 3,333. Now see, the sum of these should be always equal to the 10,000 because we have divided 10,000 into these much. Now the next is cleaning material. Yeah, we have cleaning material. Cleaning material. Okay, what's the total cost? The total cost is 6,000. I think it will be a little bit easy. Now remember, since the ratio is 2 is to 3, we have to take the sum of 2 and 1. Sorry, 2 is to 1 is the ratio. We have to take the sum of 2 and 1 as 3. We are going to divide 6,000 into 3 equal parts. That means we are going to divide by 3. You will get 2. 2,000, okay. That means 3 equal parts of 2,000 is 6,000. So out of this, I am going to give 2 part to whom? Foods department. 2,000 into 2, that is 4,000. Now what is remaining? Just 1 part, that is 2,000. So 4,000 plus 2,000 is equal to 6,000. The last expense is office expense. Office expense, okay. The total office expense is 50,000 rupees. Oh my god. Now we are going to divide it into 3 equal parts. 50,000 divided by 3. It is 60,667. Let it be. When we multiply it by 2, we get 33,333. So the 2 part, since the ratio is 2 is to 1, the 2 parts goes here, 33,333, and the single part, single equal divided parts, 16,667 goes here. Once again, the total is 50,000. So this is how apportion is done. When the apportion is in the ratio of sales, We have to find the ratio of sales between the departments. Then in that ratio, we have to divide everything. I hope it is clear for you. If you feel it difficult, please let me know later. I will explain it once again. We have some alternatives also. Okay, now we can go for the final part. We don't have any other income. We have taken our expenses. Now we should have a rough idea whether the income or the expense is more for each department and the total as well. Okay, we know the foods department now has an income or the gross profit of 2,05,000. Let's see what are the expenses it has. Okay, they have a 20,000 rupees as light expense, 10,000 for the advertisement, 42,000 of what rent, laundry expense 6,667, cleaning expense 4,000, office expense 33,333. Together, they have an expense of 1,60,000. We know this is the highest amount. We have more income than the expense. So better we can write it somewhere. I'm just marking it here. You should also mark it somewhere or else you will forget it. 1,68,000. Okay, now we know more than the 1,50,000, 2,05,000 is the greater amount. So for both sides, we will take 2,05,000 as the total. 2,05,000 here, 2,05,000 here. So in foods department, we are making a profit. Our expense is less than our income, so we are making a profit. Now, what about beverage department? We can take that, there is no other income, just one income. That is, we have made a profit of or the revenue of 60,000 rupees from foods department, sorry, beverage department. Now we can see what all expenses are there to be considered. 20,000 rupees of light, 10,000 rupees of advertisement, and the rent is 28,000, yes, plus 3,333 for the laundry. Cleaning material expense is up to 2,000. Office expense is 33,000. Oh, sorry, I think I made a mistake. Let me do it once again. It is beverages. Okay, we are going to do the beverage department. We have light expense of 20,000 rupees plus advertisement expense of 10,000 rupees plus rent 28,000 plus laundry expense 3,333 plus 2,000 for the cleaning material plus 16,667. So together we have an expense of 80,000. Now see, we made an income of 60,000. We have an expense of 80,000, which is more. Very clear, our expense is more for the beverage department. So we will write the expense here. Now, what about the total? Has that business totally made any profit or loss? We can see the total in revenue generated is 2,65,000. But you should know whether we have more expense or not. So we should take the total of expenses. The total light expense was 40,000 plus the total advertisement expense was rupees 20,000 plus the total rent paid was rupees 70,000 plus the laundry expense was rupees 10,000 plus cleaning material was rupees 6,000 plus office expense was rupees 50,000. Okay, fine. Together we have 1,96,000 as our expense, but our income is 2,65,000. So you can write it somewhere. 1,96,000. Okay, fine. Now we know more than 2,65,000 is more than 1,96,000. That means what? Our business in total has more income than the expense. So we can write 2,65,000 as the total on both sides. Okay, Now we can close this by writing whether we had made a profit or loss. We know the foods department has a income of 2,05,000 and the expense have you written here is just 1,60,000. Since our income is more, we are very sure we have made a profit. We are going to find the profit amount 2,05,000 minus 1,16,000. The answer is 89,000. So we have made a profit of 89,000. Okay. We can write here net profit, the final profit. Okay. Net profit. We didn't write carry down, wrote down here because it is the final answer. Net profit is, yeah, 89,000 for the foods department. What about beverage department? Remember, beverage department has made a loss. They have an expense of 80,000 rupees, but their income is just 60,000. So they are making a net loss. You know, 60,000, 80,000 minus 60,000 is 20,000. No need of calculators. Finally, we know in total, the business is making a profit. We have an income of 2,65,000, but our expense is just 1,96,000. So what is our profit? To find profit from the income or from the revenue, we can deduct our expense. Here we get 69,000 is our profit. We can write it here. Please understand why I write profit here and loss there. Only if I write profit here, the total amount will be equal to 2,65,000. Only if I write 20,000 here, the total will be equal to 80,000, the highest amount we have taken here. That is the process. So by that, we have finished our income statement. See, how can you interpret this? If we haven't taken separately the foods and beverage department, what would be the result? Just think. We will only have this amount column. The interpretation will be yes, the business had made a profit of 69,000. But understand, what was the real profit to be made if beverage department was not there? If beverage departments was not there, we must have made a profit of 89,000. Food department have made a profit of 89,000, but for the total business, the beverage department has sucked out the 20,000 profit from that. See, this is the importance of marking the income and expense and profit of department separately. Now we know the beverage department is making a loss, so we have to take care. We have to take some measures to make it profitable. And at least what should we do? We should throw away the beverage department from our business. Then what can happen? We can enjoy more profit, isn't it? If that idea is clear, you have got what is departmental accounting and what is the importance and objective of departmental accounting. So this is how to do the income statement as per departmental accounting. This is what the general accounting does. The other thing you have learned is what related to the uniform system of hotel accounts. Hope the concept is clear for you. If you feel any doubt, please let me know. Thank you.